Welcome back everyone to another video of World of Warship Legends. Today we are going to be taking a look at the German Tier 7 premium cruiser Siegfried. Now this is the ship that you earn at the end of the Dragon Slayer campaign if you purchase Admiralty backing. In the background here we do have a game of domination on northern waters. While we're getting into the game, let's take a look at some stats on the Siegfried. I am using an Azure Lane Hipper Commander with the perks of Ingenious, full speed ahead to get some increased rudder shift, using Punch Through to get increased AP penetration, Fixated in slot 4 so it reduces dispersion and increases the shell grouping, and then I'm using inspirations of Kuznetsov and Scott. Kuznetsov gives you a little bit added range, and Scott once again increases the grouping. My goal here is I want to make this ship a AP monster that has some decent grouping of the shells to really get the most out of it. I'm also using a legendary skill on Hipper of Refill Station. I need to lower that reload time. Now with my build, it is currently down to a 21.7 second reload time. This ship has 3 turrets, 2 guns on each turret for a total of 6 guns. They're 380 millimeters. The HE has a max damage of 4,400 hit points with a 34% fire chance on my build. You can get that higher if you want to. And then the AP has a max damage of 12,180. And I think that's really going to be the bread and butter of this ship, is using that AP to really deal out some damage. This ship also does include some torpedoes. You get 4 torpedoes on each side. They have a range of 6 kilometers and a max damage of 13,700 per torpedo. It's going to be kind of few and far between where you're going to be using these, at least with my playstyle. My goal is going to be to kind of get on the flanks, get some good firing angles, and then use that increased rudder to be able to turn out of incoming fire. So looking a little bit more closely at this game, I think this is a good game that kind of shows the potential of the ship. This isn't going to be a great game. It's going to just, blow the doors off with XP, but it's going to be what I'd consider a consistently attainable game. And honestly, that's what I'm looking for in ships. I'm looking for a ship that I'm going to be able to consistently be in the top 2 or 3 players. And then occasionally you're going to have those 5-6 kill games and just really dominate the entire enemy team. Like I said, consistency is key. Consistency is going to get you more wins in the long run. So in this game, you can see we started out just north of the sea cap. We pushed all the way over to the far east side. We want to get over, make it a little bit easier to get some cross fire angles on these battleships. Here, fantastic destroyer player here. He went in, he got the cap with us. Now he's just kind of harassing the turrets. We do have a GK there. It's also to our south, and we see the Mogami pop up here. Mogami's going to be the first ship that we take a look at. Now, it's a hard ship to hit when it's in this position. It's a great kiting cruiser, and that's kind of how this commander's been using it. He's just out there kind of flying away. You see we do get 1 hit there. It's an overpin. At 13 kilometers, our dispersion could be a little bit better. See, that grouping there was pretty terrible, but we do land 1. Pretty solid hit for 4,000 points. We get the last 2 front turrets back on. Again, I'm not going to judge the ship too much on this engagement. This is a very, very tough engagement. Shooting a kiting cruiser is never easy, and especially with German ships. So going back to Mogami here, we're going to go ahead and try to finish him off here. Continuing to fire AP from this angle. I think the AP is going to be the better solution. Get 1 penetration, that's all it takes. And at this point we can start focusing on the GK. Now while my build is AP focused, right here we're going to get a little bit of a glimpse of what the HE can do. This ship is angled very well against us, so it's going to be hard for us to get solid penetrations. We're going to have a lot higher bounce rate if we just keep using AP. So we switch over to the HE. We're going to turn a little bit here and see what it can do burning things down. Again, my HE does have a 34% fire chance. Not fantastic. I'm kind of considering this thing as a battleship. It's kind of like a grown-up Gneiss now, or a grown-up Grafspee, the Tier 5 premium cruiser. But right here, we switched over to the HE. We get several hits and we get 2 fires. So fantastic job there setting fires. I'm liking this from this particular engagement. If I'm shooting at a kiting battleship like we are right here, I think this is the best course to go with. Just continuing raining down the HE. If you want, after you catch fires and you see that the enemy battleship hasn't extinguished them, then maybe you do switch back to AP. Because again, the potential damage on the AP is a lot higher. But here we do see the enemy Siegfried come in. They also have another GK up there in the cap. We just need to make sure that we're angled well against both ships. We're going to keep shooting at the GK out here, just slowly whittling down his health. He's still letting both of those fires burn until right at that moment it goes out and we immediately catch another one. So in this particular engagement, fantastic job burning the ship down. This is a unique engagement though. I don't think you're going to be chasing down a lot of battleships like this. Unfortunately for him, our team did swing heavy over to the east side, and he made the right play and started kiting away. Unfortunately, it was too late, and he will end up going down here. So at the tail end of this engagement here, we'll start getting shots from the west central side of the map. Here we did switch back to AP. He started turning in, so it looked like good shot to take. Couple shatters, couple bounces, unlucky. Probably should have shot a little bit higher for the superstructure, but this is where we're really going to succeed with the Siegfried, is going up against other cruisers. Right here, both of these cruisers are poorly angled against us. Pop the enemy Siegfried for a Citadel 14k salvo. And at this point, what we want to do is we just want to use that rudder shift to kind of wag the tail back and forth in order to get the tail gun on target long enough to get the salvo off, but then able to angle back up to reduce incoming damage. And that's where this ship really succeeds. Here, the Cleveland, he's going to just barely get away here. I'm not sure how this salvo missed him. But the Siegfried has shown a great ability to kind of switch back and forth. Now, it's not going to be like a Charles Martel or, say a Baltimore in the ability to turn. But I do think that the potential damage of these shells, just play it as a battleship with a little bit more maneuverability. And that's where you will really just see this thing start to explode. Now, so far at this point, 35 hits, 102,000 damage. Those are battleship type numbers. If you're looking at damage per hit, which is a metric I like to use to see how well the particular ship is doing, I think this is phenomenal. This excites me. I think this ship has a place in my regular rotation if it keeps going like this. It does take some time to get used to. This was probably game 13 or 14 that I've had in the ship. I didn't like it for the first 10 or so. You really just have to mess with it. You need to figure out the play style that where it will mesh with your style of play and what the ship allows. And ultimately, I think that's what I found here, is that it's going to excel using AP against other cruisers and against broadside battleships. And if you're shooting at a kiting battleship, switch over to the HE. If you're shooting at destroyers, absolutely switch to HE. And overall, this is going to be a fantastic ship. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree, disagree? What kind of build do you like for this Siegfried? We should have a lot more players unlocking it now that we're at the tail end of the update cycle. If this is your first time watching, please consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. Have a great day.